Let me now go to a different set of prophecies, and this was something that we came upon not too long ago that is really something. This was given by a woman named Ursula Sonthel. Some of you may know of her and of her prophecies. She was born in 1488 in Knaresborough, England, and was born actually in a cave on the side of a river, and thunder cracked and the smell of sulfur was smelled at the time of birth, and everybody thought, oh, she's a witch, she's a witch. Well, this woman had the gift to be able to see into the future, and because of that, the time came when she was burned at the stake for heresy and supposed witchcraft. However, the stories, as far as I've been able to research her life, and it turns out they do have a museum there at that cave where she was born and lived, and they take a lot of the school classes in England to go there on visits now because of the fact that clearly most of her prophecies have come to pass and are taking place. They say that she was quite an uncomely-looking woman, had a very large nose that was warded, and so it even gave more to the fact of being a witch in that time. She didn't think she'd ever be able to marry, but eventually did marry a man named Toby Shipton, and therefore she was called Mother Shipton. She never was able to have a child. Her husband died, so she spent most of her life actually going out and serving and helping other people and taking care of other people's children. Well, with her gift of being able to see in the future, she wrote these down in poetic verse, and they are really something. Listen to this. A carriage without horse will go. Disaster fills the world with woe. In London, Primrose Hill shall be. In the center hold a Bishop's Sea. Around the world, men's thoughts will fly, quick as the twinkling of an eye. Could be the internet. And water shall great wonders do. How strange, and yet it shall come true. Through towering hills proud men shall ride. No horse or ass will be by their side. Beneath the water, men shall walk, shall ride, shall sleep, shall even talk. And in the air, men shall be seen in white and black and even green. Can you imagine what she must have thought when she was watching these people walking under the water and sleeping and talking, etc.? A great man then shall come and go, for prophecy declares it so. In water, iron shall then float as easy as a wooden boat. Gold shall be seen in stream and in stone in land that is yet unknown. Now, this was the early 1500s, so at that time America was barely discovered. A house of glass shall come to pass in England, but alas, alas, a war will follow with the work where dwells the pagan and the Turk. These states will lock in fiercest strife and seek to take each other's life. When north shall thus divide the south, an eagle shall build in the lion's mouth. You think about the United States being the eagle and Great Britain being the lion. Then tax and blood and cruel war shall come to every humble door. 3 times shall lovely sunny France be led to play a bloody dance before the people shall be free. 3 tyrant rulers shall she see. 3 rulers in succession be, each springs from different dynasty. Then when the fiercest strife is done, England and France shall be as one. For in those wondrous far-off days, the women shall adopt a craze to dress like men. Sounds like the Hopis. To dress like men and trousers wear, and to cut off the locks of their hair. They'll ride astride with brazen brow as witches do on broomsticks now. And roaring monsters with man atop does seem to eat the verdant crop. Any farmers in here? Sounds like a combine to me. And men shall fly as birds do now and give away the horse and plow. There'll be a sign for all to see. Be sure, for it certain will be. Love shall die and marriage cease, and nations wane as babes decrease. Wow. And wives shall fondle cats and dogs, and men shall much the same live as hogs. In 1926, build houses light of straw and sticks, for then shall mighty wars be planned, and fire and sword shall sweep the land. When pictures seem alive with movements free, must have been the TV. When boats like fishes swim beneath the sea. When men like birds shall soar the sky, then half the world, deep drenched in blood, shall die. For those who live the century through, which would be our time, in fear and trembling this shall do. Flee to the mountains and the dens, to bogs and forests and wild fens. For storms will rage and oceans roar, when Gabriel stands on sea and shore, and as he blows his wondrous horn, old worlds die and new be born. A fiery dragon will cross the sky. 6 times before this earth shall die. Mankind will tremble and frightened be for the 6 heralds in this prophecy. For 7 days and 7 nights, man will watch this awesome sight. The tides will rise beyond their ken to bite away the shores, and then the mountains will begin to roar. An earthquake split the plain to shore, and flooding waters rushing in will flood the lands with such a din that mankind cowers in muddy fen and snarls about his fellow men. He bares his teeth and fights and kills and secretes food in secret hills. And ugly in his fear he lies to kill marauders, thieves, and spies. Man flees in terror from the floods and kills and rapes and lies in blood, and spilling blood by mankind's hand will stain the bitter many lands. And when the dragon's tail is gone, man forgets and smiles and carries on to ply himself, but too late, for mankind has earned his deserved fate. His masked smile, his false grandeur will serve the gods their anger stir, and they will send the dragon back to light the sky. His tail will crack upon the earth and rend the earth, and man shall flee, king, lord, and serf. But slowly they are routed out to seek diminishing water spout, and men will die of thirst before the ocean rides to mount the shore. And lands will crack and rend anew. You think it strange, it will come true. And in some far-off distant land, some men, such a tiny band, will leave their solid mount and span the earth, those few to count, who survives this, and then begins the human race again. But not on land already there, but on ocean's bed, stark, dry, and bare. Not every soul on earth will die as the dragon's tail goes sweeping by. Not every land on earth will sink, but these will wallow in stench and stink of rotting bodies of beast and man, of vegetation crisped on the land. But the land that rises from the sea will be dry and clean and soft and free of mankind's dirt, and therefore the source of man's new dynasty. And those that live will ever fear the dragon's tail for many years, but time erases memory. You think it's strange, but it will be. Now, this is an interesting part, I think, in correlation with the time of peace. And before the races build anew, a silver serpent comes to view and spews out men of like unknown to mingle with the earth, now grown cold from its heat, and then these men can enlighten the minds of future man, to intermingle and show them how to live and love, and thus endow the children with the second sight, a natural thing, so that they might grow graceful, humble, and when they do, the golden age will start anew. The dragon's tail is but a sign for mankind's fall and man's decline. And before this prophecy is done, I shall be burned at the stake at one, my body singed, my soul set free. You think I utter blasphemy. You're wrong. These things have come to me. This prophecy will come to be.